Late one warm summer evening in the little village of Willowbrook, a small house with ivy climbing its brick walls sat quietly under the silver light of the moon. In that house lived a boy named Milo, who was about 7 years old, with soft brown hair and curious eyes, and his gentle dog Luna, a golden-furred companion who followed Milo everywhere. As the house grew still and the sky grew dark, the crickets began their soft chorus and the stars blinked awake one by one. Milo had just hopped into bed. His room was painted a pale sky blue, with hidden glow in the dark stars on the ceiling. He pulled the covers up to his chin and looked toward the window, where a gentle breeze stirred the curtains. Luna lay curled at the foot of his bed, snoring softly. Outside in the garden, the lanterns that had lit the pathway earlier that evening had been extinguished, leaving only moonlight to sketch silver lines across the grass. Tonight was special. Milo's grandmother, whom he called Grandma Rose, had told him of a little lantern that appears only one night each year, the midnight lantern. She said that when it appears, it takes children on a gentle journey to become braver, kinder, and wiser. If you follow it with an open heart, Grandma Rose had whispered, you'll come back with a little extra magic in your pocket. Milo had listened wide-eyed, and as he settled under his quilt, he hoped the lantern might show up tonight. He closed his eyes for a moment. The hush of the house felt peaceful. Then, just as he drifted toward sleep, a soft glow flickered at the edge of his window. Milo sat up quietly, blinking. There, outside, hovering just above the garden path, was a tiny lantern floating on its own. Its light was pale and warm, not too bright, not too dim, and it swayed gently, as if beckoning. Milo grinned. He whispered to Luna, "Come on." Luna stretched and rose, her tail wagging gently. Milo slipped out of bed, pulled on his soft slippers, and tiptoed down the hallway to his bedroom door. He opened it slowly, stepped into the quiet hall, and padded down the stairs. The house felt full of shadows and soft hushes, the clocks ticking, the floorboards creaking just a little. He reached the back door and opened it to the cool night air. He felt the gentle breeze, smelled the night-blooming jasmine, and saw the floating lantern. "Hello there," Milo said softly. The lantern's glow flickered gently in response, as if it heard him. Luna padded beside him, her ears up, curious but calm. Milo followed the lantern outside and into the garden. The path was lit only by moonlight and the lantern's warm glow. The garden smelled of lavender and wet grass. A small fountain tinkled somewhere nearby. The lantern drifted toward the garden gate and Milo followed. Beyond the gate was the old meadow, a wide open space dotted with tall grasses that swayed like waves in the moonlight. Fireflies blinked among the grasses, and a faint chorus of katydids sang. The lantern paused near a large oak tree at the meadow's edge, its branches reaching out like welcoming arms. Milo looked up at the oak's silhouette, felt a little shiver of excitement. What kind of journey is this? He wondered. Luna nudged his hand gently as if to say, "I'm right here." He took a deep breath and followed the lantern into the meadow. As they stepped into the meadow, the lantern floated ahead, weaving between blades of grass, guiding them toward something ahead. The moonlight made everything silver blue. The grasses gleamed softly, crickets chirped, fireflies danced. Milo felt the hustle of the world fade away. No bright lights, no loud sounds, just the calm of a summer night. Suddenly, the lantern paused beside a little pond. The water glowed faintly under the moon, and lilies floated on its surface. The lantern hovered above the pond, casting a warm reflection on the water. Milo leaned in to look at the reflection. In the pond, he saw himself, and beside him, Luna, and behind him, the oak tree and the meadow beyond. But something extra glowed too, a faint shimmering in the pond's depths like soft ripples of silver and gold. The lantern pulsed gently, and a soft voice, almost a whisper in the breeze, seemed to say, "To be brave is not to roar the loudest, but to listen to your heart." Milo blinked and the lantern drifted upward and onward toward a small hill beyond the pond. He followed, Luna trotting along beside him. Up the hill, the grass grew taller, and in the distance, Milo saw a gentle slope edged with wildflowers. The breeze carried the scent of honeysuckle and dew. The lantern rested at the crest of the hill. Milo climbed up, and when he reached the top, he paused and looked out. The village of Willowbrook lay below, the rooftops, the lampposts, the winding lane. Above, the stars twinkled. The lantern hovered at his eye level. Milo faced it. He felt a little flutter of nervousness. "Am I ready?" he asked quietly. The lantern pulsed once, then it drifted down toward the grass and pointed toward a patch of wildflowers near the top of the hill. Milo stepped forward and found a little creature nestled among the blooms, a tiny fox kit shimmering faintly in the moonlight. Its fur was silver white under the moon, and its eyes were gentle and curious. Milo knelt down slowly. The fox kit looked up at him. Luna sat next to Milo, calm and friendly. The fox didn't shy away. Milo gently reached out his hand. The fox sniffed his fingers gently, then looked at the lantern, then back at Milo. Milo whispered, "Hello, little fox. Are you lost?" The fox nodded just slightly. Milo's heart filled with compassion. "I'll help you," he said softly. The lantern glowed brighter. Milo scooped the little fox kid into his arms, careful and kind. He stood up, and Luna nudged the fox gently, as if welcoming it to the team. Together, Milo, Luna, and the fox kit, they followed the lantern down the hill, across the meadow, back toward the garden gate. The fox kit nestled safely in Milo's arms, sleepy eyes blinking, trusting. The journey back felt even softer, even more magical because Milo knew he was helping someone. He felt brave in a quiet, gentle way. When they reached the garden gate, the lantern hovered beside the gate post and then drifted upward to a branch of the oak tree in the garden. The fox kit nuzzled into Milo's shoulder and then hopped softly away into the shade beneath the oak. It paused and looked back at Milo and Luna, then bounded off into the garden's hidden corners, disappearing into the shadow light and the hush of night. Milo watched until the little fox was gone. Then the lantern floated down and perched gently on the garden's brick wall, its glow peaceful and calm. Milo and Luna stood quietly, looking up at the lantern and feeling the gentle hush of the night all around them. Milo felt a soft swell of pride and peace in his chest, as though the night itself were giving him a hug. The lantern then lifted off and drifted toward Milo. It hovered in front of his face. Milo blinked, and then the lantern seemed to whisper quietly, "Kindness, courage, gentle listening, these are the lantern's gifts. Keep them in your pocket always." Milo nodded. He felt the words settle softly in his heart. He said, "Thank you." The lantern glowed once more, bright and warm, and then gently faded. The glow dimmed until it disappeared entirely into the night air. Milo felt the cool breeze on his face, heard Luna's soft breathing beside him. He stepped back into the house through the garden door, closing it softly behind him. The house was still, moonlit and quiet. Milo climbed the stairs, felt the soft carpet beneath his slippers, and entered his bedroom. He tucked himself back into bed, pulled the covers up, and Luna curled up at his feet again. Milo looked at the ceiling stars, felt his heart warm. He whispered as he drifted toward sleep, "Good night, lantern. Good night, little fox. Good night, world." The moonlight cast a soft glow through the window. The curtains swayed gently in the breeze, and the house seemed to exhale a quiet sigh of peace. As Milo slept in a dream, he carried the image of the lantern's warm light, the fox kit safe and trusting, and the meadow under moon and fireflies. In his dream, he whispered kind words, listened to friends, and acted with gentle courage. When the morning arrived, the lantern's memory was quietly tucked into Milo's heart. Grandma Rose would ask him if he had seen anything special in the night, and Milo would smile quietly and say, "Yes, I did." And though he might not always remember every detail, he would remember the feeling, the warm glow of the lantern, the soft hush of the night, the gentle courage of helping a friend. And he knew that whenever he needed it, that lantern's gift, kindness, courage, gentle listening, would always be there in his pocket. So now, as you settle into bed, imagine the little lantern floating just beyond your window, its warm light beckoning you into a soft, gentle adventure in your dreams. Imagine that when you wake, you too have a small spark of the lantern's magic tucked inside, the magic of being kind, being brave in small ways, stumbling gently into sleep, knowing that tomorrow holds new light. Good night, little one. Let the hush of the night lull you into peaceful dreams. Tomorrow's dawn will bring new adventures, but for now, let your heart rest, your breathing slow, and remember, you are safe, you are cared for, you are ready for the next gentle journey. Sleep well.